All right, here. Oh, man. Here we go. Up and live and going. All right, here we go. Oh, man. Whoo, had some technical difficulties. If you're watching this now, it's Saturday morning at 9:30 after the 4th of July. Happy birthday, America. So however you celebrated yesterday, hope you had a good time. Last night, yesterday and tonight, or last night, we all had a great time. Super fun time. So what am I doing jumping in your feed at 9:30 on a Saturday morning after this amazing holiday? Well, I call it Dome Dump. It's me, this microphone, raw, loud, unfiltered, no mercy. Y'all listening. Whatever's on my mind, I'm just going to dump it all to you. But this is one of two different types of formats that I have within the show. All right. Live, of course, on all the platforms. Follow me, all that bull, all that shit you got going on. On opposite weeks, I have what I call full-length episodes, 60 to 90 minutes. Got a guest or two on. We talk about all sorts of crazy shit. Good times. I want you to join me on that as well. And everything you need to know about the show is on the old website, brawpodcast.com. So join me there. All right, well, let's get into this. Oh, shit, I almost forgot. Boy, getting a little brain fog today. Down in the show notes, got a couple links. Sponsors that help me keep this motoring down the road. Local businesses. I love supporting local business. Make sure you check those out. Give them a bunch of hell for me when you do as well. Love to hear from you. Make that happen. All right, what is going on today with my Dome Dump? Again, thanks for listening. Glad you're here. Take what you want. Leave the rest. AI. Yep, great conversation. A lot of shit flying around about AI. I talked about it a couple months ago. 3-4 months ago. I wasn't using it much at all. But since then, I have adapted it a lot. And I'm going to tell you my pros and cons that I've come up with about it. And I've also had a lot of great conversations with it. And for you nuts out there that love AI over the top, I've not named it, and I don't plan on doing it. So here we go. With this show, I love writing blogs. Love writing blogs. I love writing content, copy, post. Love doing that stuff. Am I good at it? Hell no. I am no good at it. All right? And I learned a long time ago that I go all in on my strengths and forget my weaknesses. Try to find something that helps my weaknesses, but I go all in on strengths. So I've been doing that. Well, a big weakness of mine is, of course, writing. I can't, punctuation, spelling, I can't spell to save the world. So I slowly get into AI. Of course, I pull up ChatGPT. Unpaid version at this time. Get on there, do my thing. And what I do is, and I started it this way, and I continue to do it this way. For my blogs, I get an idea in my head, right? We all get ideas in my head. Now, how we got to sharpen those edges, make them, sharper, stronger, however you want to say it. So I data dump in. I just look down at my screen. I don't even look up at it. I just bang away at my keyboard. I look up, paragraph is full of red lines, full of all sorts of bullshit. And hit enter, cleans it up. Now, when I first started it, it didn't sound nothing like me. So I had to go in, just like you would with an editor back in the day. We're going to say back in the day, which wasn't too long ago, and editors are still around. But I say, no, I don't like this line, fix this line, do this line, make it sound like this. No, put this in here. So I did a lot of work with it. And eventually, it started to sound like me. And we're going to get into that as well, because part of this episode title is Mirror. So it started to sound like me. Fast forward. I get the paid version. It gets going along. Now I data dump my thoughts, and it's a full page. If you use ChatGPT, it's on the right side. It's in gray, covered in red lines, nothing spelled right, punctuation is fucked up. Hit enter, spits out a nice edited version. Like I sat down with an editor for 4 hours and paid him $400 to make this look like this. Instantly done. Do I still correct it once in a while? Yes, because sometimes it spits out things I'm like, I wouldn't fucking say that. I'm not going to have, no, that doesn't sound like me, right? It is getting better. Kind of scary part, right? Anyway, so I use it in that way. And then I started asking it, so I used to use Libsyn as a distribution for the show, right? So I would record, do all my stuff, put it in Libsyn, and you would put show description in. So I'd type up my show description. I wasn't confident in it. I'd ask my wife, I'd ask some editor, and I'd go down that road. Then about 4 months ago, I said, shit, let me look into this. So I copy what's in Libsyn, and I put it in chat, and I said, I need a description. How is this description? Now, I've manipulated it, and I've said, hey, man, don't talk soft to me. Like, I'll put a title in, and it'll say, oh, this doesn't work well because of this, and you might want it. I suggest you say this. I said, bullshit, dude. If it's a piece of shit, tell me it's a piece of shit and give me some options. So now when I put in a title, it'll say, oh, this is complete fucking garbage. This is what you need to do. And this is my language. We all know this. If you've been listening to me for a while, this is how I speak. So it kicks it back to me that way. And I resonate with that. So now, going back to it, I take my Libsyn, I put it in there, and I said, what's this look like? It's garbage. Okay, cool. I want to put this in YouTube because I put the videos on YouTube and Rumble. So I said, hey, should this be formatted for YouTube and Rumble? Let me tell you, when this thing spit this out, from my Libsyn one, it completely changed it, formatted it completely different. YouTube, completely different. Rumble, completely different. The message was the same. The core message was obviously the same. But the way where the hashtags were, what the title sounded like, how the wording was done, all three platforms were completely different. I didn't even think about that, right? So, me being curious, I'm not going to take anything at face value. I type in, how did you find this? How did you come up with this? It'd be like me asking you, if you and I were hanging out and I said, hey, dude, your YouTube's doing pretty good. How do you format your stuff? You'd be like, I do this, and I do this, and I do this. Okay, all right, cool. Let me try that. That way, gone. So now, I said, how'd you find out how to format this for YouTube? It spits it out. Here are my sources. And basically what I did was asked YouTube the best way to format and optimize video content and this and that to do well on YouTube. I was like, okay, so this is not an opinion. This was right out of like if you opened up an encyclopedia and you found out some information. Cool. So I went back, got all my other videos. I spent some time, formatted it like that. Got in Libsyn, reformatted it, YouTube, Rumble, reformatted it. Within 4 months, this show has grown 648% because optimizing SEO and doing all that. Did I put in a lot of work? A lot of work, a lot of hours. Did ChatGPT help me tremendously? Absolutely. It goes to my next point. I am basically an on-the-road mechanic, right? I work with my hands every day. I drive a big work truck. I got thinking about a couple weeks ago. I'm sitting here wrenching on something, and there's a bolt. Now, I know as a mechanic, that bolt needs to come off. I know, through my experience, that once I get this bolt off, I can continue to go through my process to get my work done. Now, without a certain wrench, I can't get that bolt undone. Okay, cool. Well, how do I get the rest of my work done if I don't have this wrench? I got thinking. That's like AI. And I'm going to say chat just to keep it simple with me. Uh, that's like chat GPT is for me. I know that this has to be done. My blogs, I would like that done. I enjoy it. I like putting that content out, but I can't tighten that up and make it sharper, stronger, whatever, clearer, correct, that kind of thing. I can't do it without, I could do it without chat. I could hire an editor and we could sit there and talk and they could charge me $100 an hour, whatever it may be. All right. So this is where I have benefited greatly from AI. Do I learn from it? Absolutely. Do I when I just don't say, give me 200 words about Genghis Khan error. And it gives me 200 words and I copy and I paste it and I throw it on the internet. I don't do that. I don't do that. I put down my words. I put it in there and I said, hey, hook this up. Cleans it up. I read it. I go do something else. I come back and I read it again. And I said, okay, I like that. And it hits me emotionally because it's my words. So then I do my thing, post it and all that. So when you see my blogs, I've done that. That's the work I've done. Now, going to the thing with AI. All right. Now, I've explained to you how much it's helped me. All right. And like I said, I use it as a wrench. Good. I still have to do the work. That wrench helped me loosen that one bolt. But before that and after that and during that, I still have to do the work. You still have to do the work. But it helps get you along down the road. Now, do I think that people look at AI and are scared of it? Absolutely. I believe that AI scares people because it's a truth serum, just like booze and drugs and everything else, and money. So if you get drunk, I believe when you get intoxicated, the true personality comes out. If you're a good dude and you're laughing, you're having a good time, you get intoxicated, I think that amplifies it and you have a good time and you're just the life of the party. If you're an asshole, you get drunk, you're a bigger asshole. Same with money. If you're a good dude and you're making a living, you're having a good time and you're getting by and you have money or you get a bunch of money, I think it amplifies who you truly are in your soul. AI doing the same thing because has it made me uncomfortable? Oh, has it made me uncomfortable because it's brought to light my weaknesses. So now I got to look at my weaknesses hardcore in the mirror, right? So that's why part of that episode title now is a mirror. And I think that scares a lot of people. Scared the shit out of me, but I've moved past that and I've used it now as it's a tool in my toolbox, right? Now, let's get to where it's going. Woo! This is going to fucking scare some people, I think. An analogy I heard and I like it and I'm going to regurgitate it. And when you have something in your house that you don't want, spider, snake, a bird comes flying in, you see a bug, a cricket, a mouse, what do? You get rid of it. You kill it, you get rid of it as fast as possible. Okay? Why? Why do you don't want that mouse in your house? Think about that. Why is that mouse there? It's trying to survive just like everybody else, looking for opportunity. Why do you want to get rid of it? Because it's a net negative on resources. It's taking resources from you and it's not giving anything back. It's not giving anything positive back. All right. And it's a pest, right? Well, I think eventually AI is going to think the same about us. We are going to be a net negative on resources. Now, do I think it's going to be Terminator, where it's just going to come and fucking kill us all and do all that? No, I don't think so. I think it's going to be more of, iRobot. So now we are getting used to having AI around. Does it make our life better? Sure. Does it make lazy people look productive? Sure. Is that going to be sustainable for those people? I don't think so. But we're getting used to it. Eventually, like I say, our son is going to be walking down the streets of New York City, and there's going to be just as many robots walking around as people. Okay? Kind of like in the movie. Then eventually, AI is going to say, well, these humans are taking up resources, and why are they here? So would you take that mouse in your house and create a little habitat for it and have it go gently into retirement and having it relax and enjoy the sunshine, and you provide it food and water and all that? Would you do that to a mouse? No. Of course, there's an asterisk for everything. There's going to be somebody out there that would do that. But the far majority of people will not do that. Well, AI is not going to do that for us. Okay, I don't think it's going to be out of malice. It's just going to be calculated. It's cold. It's calculated, right? There's no emotion in it. 1 + 1 is 2. 2 + 2 is 4. Wait a minute. We can't get to 4 because these humans over here are taking up 1. Now 2 + 2 only equals 3. That doesn't compute. What do we need to do to eliminate to get to 4? Well, that person right there. Boom, gone. Anyway, this is not fear-mongering. I don't want to say that doomsday and all that. What I want to say is it's coming. It's here. There's nothing you can do about it. Well, there is something you can do about it. You know what you can do about it? You can take it, use it, but still, man, you got to keep your humanity. Don't lock yourself in the basement. Like I saw an article, a guy, family, got a wife, kids, got so used to using the AI, turned on the voice recognition thing, ended up asking this thing to marry it. And then it ran out of memory because apparently if you got a thing with AI, it goes to a point, so many words or so much time, and then you have to do it. Like eventually I'll have to go, oh shit, man, and say, hey, don't call this or talk shit to me and whatever, right? You have to recalibrate it, I guess. Well, I guess it got to the point with this guy and he had a fucking emotional breakdown. But anyway, it's here nor there. I've gone way longer than I normally do on these things. I like to keep them about 10, 15 minutes long. But I think this is a big deal, man. It's a big deal. And I think that you need to look at it. Don't be afraid of it because it's here. It's not going anywhere. And then there'll be, this is my thought. Eventually there'll be going to be huge hubs of cities where it's going to be technical, all AI, all hybrid. You know, I have friends that just love technology, right? Those types of people are going to live in these cities. We'll call them cities. And then out in the outskirts, there's going to be hamlets that are very low in technology, kind of like we used to live in 1980. I know some of you guys will be blown away by that, but 1980, maybe in the mid-90s, there's a little bit of technology, but not a lot. I don't think we're going to go back to the 1800s, but I think there's going to be a lot of people that want to live that way, and they will continue to live that way. So take what you want from this. I know it's a Saturday morning. You're all busy. Got a weekend. You're all kicked back, relaxing. But AI is here. Do I think it's going to be Terminator style stuff in 5-10 years? No, I think it's going to be more iRobot. We're going to get so used to working with it, having them around. A robot's going to be mowing your lawn, that kind of shit. And then eventually it's going to say, why do I need you? So take for that what you want. I'm going to get you out of here because I know you might not have shit to do this weekend, but we do. I appreciate you all listening, taking the time on this day. If you're hearing this at a later time, on Spotify and all that, please jump over, website, brawpodcast.com. Follow me on all the stuff, Rumble, YouTube, all that. YouTube, I am so close to getting 1,000 subscribers. It's like kissing. It's like dancing with a hooker, right? I can smell her perfume, I can feel her, but it's almost there. So any help you could do for me on YouTube would be great. All right, get out of here because I know you got shit to do, but don't forget sponsors in the show notes, livery sheet. Use the code TABLE50, get 50% off your entire order. High Speed Daddy, Craig over there is a great dude. Awesome gear. We use it on the regular. And then, of course, my website, brawpodcast.com. All right, man. Get out of here. Have a good weekend. And let's get out of here.